Good morning students. Welcome in this class. This video is for class 7 subject social science and as we are studying about geography chapter 4 year. It is the third lecture of this chapter and in today's lecture we will recapitulate our previous topics. Means in today's lecture the chapter will be summarized. So students, uh, in today's lecture, the topics which are to be discussed are like this. First is definition of atmosphere. Second, composition of air. Third, structure of atmosphere. Fourth, weather and climate. Fifth, temperature, air pressure and wind. So let's we start today's discussion. Yes friends, our chapter is air. So what do you mean by air? Actually, air is the generic name for the mixture of gases that makes up Earth's atmosphere. Okay, and in which nitrogen like mixed with oxygen, water vapor, argon, carbon dioxide and many other gases are also found. And as we know that air is essential for all living beings for survival. Like we need also air for breathing and we can't think our life without air. Understood? Yes. So now I'll explain the next topic, first topic, that is atmosphere. Yes friends, an atmosphere is a layer of air surrounding our planet Earth. Okay, means it is a blanket of air which can protect us or means which surrounded our earth or our planet, and all living beings on this earth depend on the atmosphere survival. As we know that our atmosphere that consists many gases and these gases are necessary for our survival. Okay, so means all living beings, whether human beings, animals and plants, all these living beings depend on the atmosphere for survival. Understood? Yes. Now we will discuss about the composition of atmosphere. Okay. कि our atmosphere is composed of many gases and these gases are like nitrogen, oxygen, CO2, helium, ozone, argon, hydrogen. Okay. And they are found in different quantities. Okay, and apart from these gases, many other things like moisture, humidity, tiny dust particles are also presented in the atmosphere. So understood about it? Okay, yes, now we will discuss about all these gases which are found in the atmosphere. Yes, first is nitrogen. That is found in the atmosphere in the amount of around 78%. Okay, so means nitrogen is the most plentiful gas in the air. Okay, and when we inhale, we take some amount of nitrogen. Means human beings also inhale nitrogen. Okay, so when we inhale, we take some amount of nitrogen into our lungs and we exhale it. Okay, and beta actually nitrogen is most essentials for the plants to their survival. Okay, how? So means how do the plant take this nitrogen? Actually, you must know about it. Means plants cannot take nitrogen direct from the air. So how do they take? Actually, bacteria help them. How? Means these bacteria that live in the soil and roots of some plants. So they take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that plant can use it. So understood about the nitrogen? Yes. Now next gas is oxygen. Oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the air. Humans and animals, they take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Okay. And during photosynthesis process, green plants produce oxygen. And so in this way, oxygen content in the air remains constant. Understood, student? Yes. As we know that oxygen is very important for the survival of human beings and animals. Okay, now we will discuss about the third gas, that is CO2, carbon dioxide, that is found in the amount of 0.3%. Okay, so it is also important guess how actually green plants use CO2 to make their food and release oxygen. Okay, means green plants use CO2 during photosynthesis or during their food processing method. Okay, and humans and animals, they release carbon dioxide. So the amount of CO2 released by humans and animals seems to be equal to the amount used by plants, which make a perfect balance. Understood? Now the structure of atmosphere. Yes, friends, structure of atmosphere. Our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers starting from the Earth's surface. Okay, and these 5 layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Yes, now we will discuss about all these layers in brief. Yes, friends, so first layer is troposphere and whose average height is 13 km. And the troposphere is the layer in which the air we breathe exists and almost all weather phenomena occur here. Actually, this is the most important layer of the atmosphere because the air which we need for our survival or the air which we breathe, it exists in this layer, and in this layer all weather phenomena like clouds, rainfall, fog, hailstorm, okay, means all these weather phenomena occur in this layer. Got it? Yes. Now we will discuss about the second layer, that is stratosphere. Stratosphere lies just above the troposphere. Okay, and it extends up a height of 50 km. And what are the features of this layer? Actually, the main feature of this layer is that it is free from all weather phenomena, means free from clouds, free from rain, hailstorms, fog, all this. So, and that's why this is the best layer for flying aeroplanes. So in which layer aeroplanes fly? Second layer, that is stratosphere. And the another important feature of the second layer of the stratosphere is that it contains a layer of ozone gas also, which protects us from the harmful rays of the sun. Understood, students? Yes. Now we will discuss about the third layer, that is mesosphere, which extends up to the height of 80 km. And the main feature is there, what occurred or happened in this layer? Meteorites. They burn up in this layer while entering from space. Understood? Now thermosphere. In thermosphere, temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height. And ionosphere, that is also a part of this layer. And this layer extends between 80 to 400 km. And in fact means radio waves. Yes, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by this layer. Okay. Now next one is exosphere. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is known as exosphere, and this layer has very thin air. Light gases like helium and hydrogen float into space from air. Understood about this structure of atmosphere or about the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Now we will discuss about next topic, that is weather and climate. Yes friends, most of the students always get confused in the difference between weather and climate. Okay, I have explained the differences between weather and climate in previous lectures also. Now also I am telling, so listen it very carefully and try to understand what are the difference between weather and climate. Yes friends, weather. Weather is the R to R, day to day condition of the atmosphere. Means weather can get changed in R to R and day to day. Like in morning, suppose that they are very pleasant weather. In the noon time it will be very hot, and might be means if rain occurred then it is the very more pleasant. So means weather can get changed many times in a day. Okay, and it means you can say covers a small area also, means it changes in a short period of time or over a small area. And if we talk about the climate, climate is the weather condition for a large period of a large area, and it remains constant throughout the year. Understood? Yes. Next one is Our next topic is their temperature. Yes friends, the degree of hotness and coldness of the air is called temperature. Means what do you mean by temperature? Means in simple word, if I say that temperature that we feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. So means the degree of hotness and coldness of the air is known as temperature. So the temperature changes between day and night and season to season. Means summer are hotter and then winter. Like during the day, in the morning time, weather is more pleasant. At the daytime, noon time, the weather is very hot. Okay. And the weather is different from season to season. Like as we experience that in the summer season, the weather is very hot in comparison to winter. Understood friends? Okay. Now the another factor that influences the distribution of temperature, that is insolations. So what do you mean by the insolation? Actually, the insolation is the amount of heat, sun heat received by the earth or in a particular area. Okay, as we know that the sun heat first reaches in the atmosphere and after that it reaches on the earth's surface. Okay, and the amount of heat which is received by the earth, that is also differ from place to place. Okay, so as we know that near the equator sun rays fall directly. Yes or no? So means this area there is the more you can say more hot temperature is there in comparison to the pole, near the pole. Okay, so means the temperature decreases as we move towards the equator, or means from equator to pole, towards the pole. Okay. Yes. Now our next topic is that is their air pressure. Yes friends, air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. Horizontally, the distribution of air pressure is influenced by the temperature of the air at a given place. And in areas having a lower temperature, the air is cold, and the air always moves from high pressure to low pressure areas. So students, means as we go up the layer of the atmosphere, the pressures fall rapidly, and the air pressure is highest at sea level and decreases with height. Yes, I think you have experienced कि when we go on any hilly area, visit any hilly area, so here we feel means less oxygen and we get tired easily, quickly. So what is the reason? Actually means as we go higher, so means in this way, means the air pressure on the highest place, okay, means the air pressure is highest at sea level and it decreases with height. Understood? Yes. Horizontally, the distribution of air pressure is influenced by the temperature of the air at a given place. And in areas where temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. And this creates a low pressure area. And low pressure is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. And in areas having lower temperature, the air is cold and heavy. And heavy, as we know that heavy airs always sink and creates a high pressure areas. So high pressure is associated with clear and sunny skies. The air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. So wind, the movement of air from high pressure areas to low pressure areas is called wind. Okay, and wind is the, sorry students, first I want to explain that insolation I have explained. Means it is the coming solar energy intercepted by the earth. Okay, the amount of isolation decreases from equator towards the pole. Understood? And temperature is measured in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now I will discuss about the sea breeze, land breeze. Yes friends, during daytime the sun often quickly hits a plant. The air above the land gets warmer than the air above the water. So as the air above the land is warmer, so it gets less dense and it begins to rise, and it creates that vacuum, empty space. And in this way it created low pressure areas. Okay, and the denser air above the water moves to the space above the land to take this or to fill this gap. So in this way, at that time that the land on the sea, that it blows from sea to land, and these are known as sea breeze. So this cooler air is now what is termed as a sea breeze. Okay, now the land breeze means Late at night, the loss of heat source causes land to quickly cool down, which causes the heat to be released towards the surrounding air. As compared to land, water retains heat longer, which causes the air above it to have lesser density and rise. So the low pressure is formed above the water, while high pressure is formed above the land. So this time is opposite is there, like land breeze and sea breeze. So the denser air above the land moves to the space over the water. So as wind typically now blow from high to low pressure areas, so the cooler breeze then comes from the shore and it is now called as land breeze. Now wind. So what do you mean by wind? The movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure area is called wind, and wind is actually classified into three types: permanent wind, seasonal winds and local winds. Yes friends, permanent winds means the winds which never change their direction. Okay, means that winds which always blow in the same direction, like the winds which blow from west side to east side. These are permanent winds. Means these winds blow constantly without any change throughout the year in a particular direction. Understood? Now the second type, seasonal wind, means the winds which blow in a particular season, in a particular direction. So here I explain you with the help of monsoon winds which blow in India. As we know, in the rainy season, in the month of June, July. Okay, so at that time, means in the month of July and August, these monsoon winds blow from south to southern to northern part in India. Okay, and they always blow in particular season, in particular directions. So these are known as seasonal winds. And local wind means local area, means the winds which blow in a particular area, in a short area and for a short period of time. Here I will give the example of Loo. Have you heard this word Loo? Yes, actually Loo are hot winds which blow in northern part of India in summer season. And this Loo, as we know, that they only blow in the some part, not in whole India. They blow in some part like in Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, and in particular season in summer season. So these are known as local winds. So example of local winds, land breeze and sea breeze and Loo. Example of seasonal wind, monsoon wind, permanent wind, westerlies wind and easterlies winds. Now about the moisture. Yes, when water evaporates from land and other water bodies from sea, oceans, rivers, lakes, so it becomes water vapor. And the moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. So what do you mean by humidity? Amount of moisture presented in the air. So when the water vapor rises, okay, means due to this heat, okay, when this water vapor rises, so it starts cooling down. Means when this water vapor rises or reaches in the place or the areas or higher where the temperature decreases, so at that place they start cooling, okay, and the water vapor condenses, and in this way they form clouds or means the droplets of water. And when these droplets of water becomes too heavy, means when they condense, okay, and come close to each other, so at that time when they become very heavy and they face difficulty to float in the air, so they come down in the form of precipitations. Precipitation means rainfall. Okay, so precipitations is the falling of moisture or rainfall in the form of rainfall, snow, fog, sleet or hailstones. On the basis of mechanism, there are three types of rainfall: conventional rainfall, orographic rainfall and cyclonic rainfalls. Okay, rainfall is very important for the survival of plants, animals or for every living being. Understood students? So in this way our today's lecture is completed. Now I'll assign homework. So the answer of these questions you have to write in your fair notebook, and after completion you have to submit your homework on Adquark or means on my email ID. Okay, which already I have told you. So the first question, what is wind? Second, name three types of rainfall. 3, how do bacteria help plants to use nitrogen? What or why amount of insolations decreases from equator towards pole? And why is the atmosphere essential for life? So this is your homework. Now we will have a discussions on the homework solution of our lecture second, in which the question answer which were given to you solved, in which first is there, what is weather? Yes students, weather is the day-to-day condition of atmosphere. And what is air pressure? Air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. Next one, what are the different types of winds? Winds can be broadly divided into three types: permanent, seasonal and local winds, which already I have explained. Differentiate between weather and climate. Yes, in which first we will discuss about weather. Weather is the R2R, day-to-day condition of the atmosphere. Weather can change dramatically, means many times in a day. Heat, rainfall, wind are the some factors that affect weather. Now about the climate. Yes, climate is the average weather condition of a place for a long period of time. It remains same throughout the year. So humidity, temperature are some factors which affect the climate. Understood students? Okay, so in this way our today's lecture is completed. Tomorrow we will meet again with our next lecture. Okay, and in which assignment will be given to you solved related to this chapter. Thank you students.